Good morning. Hello. You are tuned into twitch.tv/bedsores. Coming to you live from my sick couch in the chronic illness autonomous zone. Good morning, Lota. I'm your host, Alyssa, here with my co-host and transcriptionist, Earl. Let's get some rest today. Debbie! The part of the game Puyo Puyo was a spinoff of I have no idea about. That was wild. Yeah, we might get a little bit more into that today. So we're going to go on a little bit of an adventure together. Is everybody up for that? Ringo, Amity, and Arl were all hanging out, and then they got transported onto a spaceship where they met characters themed after Tetris pieces. So then they're on the spaceship, but then it crashes down to Earth. But it crashes back to Ringo's world, because Ringo actually comes from a different world than Amity, who comes from a different world than Arl, but it's not complicated, don't worry about it. Ringo meets up with a couple of her friends, but then this person, Rafina, who's Amity's friend, enters, and then Feli, who's not really Amity's friend, but enters, and then Rulu, who's kind of complicated, but is Arl's friend, come in. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be just fine. Just keep track that on the left side of your screen are groups of characters that come from the same world. So Ringo, Maguro, and Risukuma, Amity, Rafina, and Feli, Arl, Carbuncle, and Rulu, and then the Tetris pieces. I've been up all night and all of this makes sense. Me and you both. It's time to go on an adventure.
All right, we're here.
So everybody you're about to see for the rest of the episode, I think, is all just trying to fix the Starship Tetra with the power of Puyo and or Tetris.
This is the Constellation Zone.
So, what now?
Let me check your bear friend's note.
Bear friend is Risukuma, who is definitely a human who wears a squirrel bear costume, and it's not complicated.
It says, hold an explosive battle. What does that last part say? An explosive battle with the Tetris King.
Who's the Tetris King?
Well then. How the heck is that supposed to fix your ship? So who the heck is the Tetris King? And where the heck can we find him?
Right the heck here.
What? You're the Tetris King?
Wait, what? I thought T was just some guy. He's also the Tetris King? What do you think T stands for? No idea. Is the Tetris King Liz? No, I'm not. And then without any explanation is just like, hey, I'm the Tetris King. Let's battle. So this is going to introduce a new mode called Big Bang mode. So in this mode,
Ready?
you just get pre-made combos and then have to drop pieces in there. And let's do some blue Ricky spins.
Let's do T-strike.
And then some orange Ricky spins.
Let's do it.
Sound on game too loud? Thank you.
Let's finish it.
Tetris. And we've massacred this young lady, all in the name of repairing a spaceship. The block just went down, everybody. You didn't do so bad against the Tetris King. Literally, we eviscerated her. I would encourage you all to, in your mind, whenever we're like, have a Tetris match or have a Puyo battle, you could also just say, we're gonna fight each other for no reason. I just beat up this girl for no reason.
Woo! So you're the Tetris King, T?
The one and only.
But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's such
Hi,
a
Juby,
bland
nice to see
title.
you.
You couldn't get a better one?
It's so mean.
Hard for my title. Besides, it's a more recent development.
So, note for a second. He says, I worked hard for my title. That's what he just said. Is the Puyo and Tetris diegetic? Yes. It happens in universe. If you'll pay close attention to the next Puyo round, you'll see people are shouting things while they play Puyo. Those are spells that they're saying, and the spells are the magic power that they catch. Stop beating up children. Unfortunately, I would have to stop playing the game then.
You see, there was a former Tetris King.
It's a battle anime,
He sort
yes.
of vanished into thin air. Poof.
Oof?
Poof.
So he just said that he worked hard for his title, but he also said that the previous Tetris King just disappeared. So I'm gonna add Tetris King down here, just in case, because we're gonna have to figure out what's going on there. Why is he being homophobic? Yeah, oh God, Juby. So are the game boards projected onto a backboard?
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
So, maybe we should head back down and refuel?
Worth noting here is that T is unusually sullen when it comes to the subject of the previous Tetris King. That would be good for us to hold on. Perhaps the game boards are just the ways that our...
You're right. That could have been disastrous. Let's go.
Perhaps the game boards are just our way of understanding what is going on magically. Did he kill the Tetris King? Well, maybe we talk about it later, and not right now.
Guess it's our turn to help fix the ship.
Is the apple a real apple? Actually, Laundry Butler, Ringo carries that apple around in memory of her grandmother. But it's a regular apple, and her grandmother is still alive. It's a literal metaphorical apple. Was her grandmother the boss tree from Kirby? I don't know yet. Maybe we'll find out. How old is that apple? Worthy not to question it. Let's keep going a little bit here. So right now you see Amity, who's the main character from Puyo Puyo Fever that I was just talking about, and one of the three main characters of the story, with S, who's one of the new Tetris characters. You can tell that S is a Tetris character because S is the name of a Tetris piece. Because S is referring to, of course, the Rhode Island Z.
This consolation zone is beautiful. It's whatever. So what do we need to do? Give me that note. I want to read it. It says, 2 fashionable ladies battling in ladylike fashion. Ladylike, huh? Ladylike. Oh! Lady Amity, will you do me the honor of an hostile encounter? Lady S, it sounds like 'tis the social event of the season. I shall RSVP at once.
Those two are so cute. Like, S is a bit of a brat, and Amity's a bit of a fool. But I really like this moment. They're really nice to each other. So now they have to play Tetris Side Saddle. Exactly. Fever, till you sizzle. Oh, what an awful way to burn. I hate that song so much. I hate that song so much. For so many reasons. Unknowable poetic bullshit, put that on the box. But like these kind of chains that they're making, that they're giving us pre-made, like good Puyo players can just make these. Good Puyo Puyos can take the randomness of the piece sequence, which doesn't even have a bag randomizer, I don't think, and just make it right into these combos. Anyway, this person's dead.
Let's try that again. Yay!
Big bang. It's just a new game mode. Jack, don't worry about it. S is so sad.
You are dreadfully good at this, I do declare. Oh, you flatter me, mademoiselle. Okay, I'm over this. Me too. It was fun though, don't you think? Next time, let's rule our R's. Pipe down, I'm heading back to the ship. Wait! Don't leave me out here!
In the cold expanse of space. It's Puyo is some galaxy brain shit. What do I have to do? Clear 20 lines within 2 minutes. Okay. Oops.
Here I go!
Cyclone. Flame.
Cyclone!
Look at the bottom of the screen. Amity's casting spells.
Cyclone!
Tempest.
Tempest! Tempest! Fairy fire!
Fairy fire.
Fairy fire! Fairy fire!
Bio-N. Bio-N is important, and we'll probably come back to it. Was she the Puyo King? No. Good guess, though. I don't think there is a Puyo King. So you see the structure of this act is like you do a battle and then you do some trials. This is a mode called Tiny Puyo that I don't... Oh, I finally have to fucking play Puyo for y'all. Oh, God, I hate this shit. I don't hate it. I just am not good at it. You might ask me, Alyssa, are you done being a weenie? The answer is absolutely not. So what I'm about to show you all is an extremely simple form of Puyo comboing called the stair stack. Oh, wait, what?
You like that? There. I'm one. I'm the best. Lipstick. I knew I'd win.
Lipstick. Yeah, so everybody has different spells that are about the different things that they like or the different things that they do. It's a great way to pay attention to character development.
Looks like it's our turn to go up into space.
So we've just had 3 character meetings. One was with Ringo and T. One was with Amity and S. And this one will be with Arl and...
Says a clash between the 2 most adorable sidekicks.
Yes, we get to do this again. So you see that this is... each of the 3 main characters of the story are getting a moment. And this is Carbuncle. Carbuncle only says goo, and O only says P, and it's not complicated. Don't worry about it.
Goo. Pee, pee. The bee. The bee. Goo, goo. Goo, goo. Goo, goo.
They're singing together.
Pee, 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 pee. Pee, 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 pee. Pee, 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 pee. Pee, 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 pee. Goo, 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 goo. Goo, 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 goo. Goo, 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 goo.
I forgot about the character that just says pee-pee all the time. Yeah.
It's almost musical when you 2 are in sync. I can't imagine a more adorable battle than this.
Also, I want to add something here. Arl understands everything that Carbuncle says, and only Arl does.
Pee, pee. Pee, pee. Goo, goo. Goo, goo. Goo, goo. Pee, pee.
They're both so tired.
Well, looks like we did our part. Harvey, are you okay if we head back home? Goo. Pee.
Okay, everybody, looks like we're back to some story bits. What's gonna happen?
Looks like we gathered everything we need to fix the Tetra.
I'm in your debt, everyone. I is working on the repairs right now.
I still don't get why Rula was acting so weird last time. But at least we took care of one problem.
Mm-hmm.
Goo, goo, goo. Amity, are you still thinking about what happened with Athena? Mm-hmm. She didn't seem like herself. I'm really worried. And we don't know where she went.
Heart
Hey
attack,
there,
no.
Amity.
Eh? I know that voice. Lemres!
Who? How exactly did that get the items to fix the ship? Magic, May. Literally.
Glad I finally found you.
Okay, fuck. Oh, fuck, forgot about magic. Yes, exactly. All right, everybody. This is Lemres. Lemres is a new character. And in order for me to talk about Lemres, I'm going to have to take you over to the PowerPoint. So this is Lemres. And he's from Primptown, like Amity and Rafina, but is actually from the next town over from Primptown, like Felly, who's on the right over there, and it's not complicated. So he's a magical prodigy, way above the level of the other students we've seen thus far. The good news is he loves candy and has a generous spirit. There's bad news too. The bad news is that he will often try to give candy for example, young girls that he's never met before. which means he often kinda comes off like a big creep, and he really should know better. The rest of his background is a bit hazy, and he keeps many secrets to himself, preferring to watch things play out in front of him and only interfering when necessary. But he's a very helpful ally. He holds the title of Comet Warlock, as if he were wandering all across the stars, spreading sweetness wherever he could, including where he shouldn't. There's more. There's a lot more, but I'll leave it there, just like I did with Feli and with Rafina, and that's fine. Okay, any questions about Lemres? Yeah, Lemres is one of a couple of characters that we're about to meet who have done some kind of questionable things. Let me just add Lemres' name right in here under Amity, Rafina, and Feli's name. Don't worry, it's not complicated. Fucking biggest lie on the planet.
I had a hunch you'd end up here. Ringo, who's that?
Good question, T, but we just explained that. You should pay attention.
Him? That's Lemres.
Poorly Drive
He's a friend
Bees,
of
good morning.
Amity's.
He's a friend of Amity's. That's saying it a little strongly, okay? That's saying it a little bit
And
strongly.
he's pretty good at popping Puyos.
He is.
Lemres! What are you doing here?
Something strange is going on in our world. There's these things from the sky. They're like giant blocks.
Can anybody guess what those giant blocks might be?
Crazy, huh? They're just raining down on Primtown.
Huh? That sounds like Tetraminos.
Oh, thanks, Amity.
But why are they on our world?
I couldn't tell you. But hey, it gets weirder than that.
It's weirder than that.
They say two strangers showed up out of nowhere.
Two strangers.
A green-haired boy with horns and a drooling, shadowy guy.
Okay. Let me just I'll add those to the list of characters that we don't know yet. Hi, Brady.
What was that?
Okay, so Ringo and Arl both.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? That depends. Do you think it might be the same two people?
What same two people?
It looks like people who are relevant to Arl and to Ringo might be involved in the story very soon.
Oh, just two people we know. They're always doing nasty things.
Who are always doing nasty things.
Two nasty and cruel people, huh?
You raised, Captain?
Definitely not. We were talking about two other nasty and cruel people.
Halt! Be more specific next time. It's
Those
them.
two are so funny.
I'm sure of it.
Well,
It looks like Ringo and Arl both know who these two people are, but aren't saying.
say, why don't y'all just come back to Primtown with me?
Okay, so thus far the game has taken place in Suzerain, except when it was taking place aboard the starship Tetra. But now the game is also going to start taking place in Primtown, and that's it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, we could use a hand cleaning up.
Okie dokie, eggs and Yoki.
Nasty things like popping Puyos. Nasty!
Me and Arl and Amity will go with Lemres. And Reese, Maguro, and the others?
There aren't that many locations. I won't say whether there are exactly 3 or not. Don't worry about it.
Maybe you could stay here and help fix the Tetra?
Nice to meet you, Lemres. I'm Captain T, and this is my friend O. We'll help too, if that's all right.
What? Where are you going? You don't have anything to do with this.
I think those Tetraminos are related to our predicament.
S&T's relationship is complicated.
Besides, these three have helped so much, it's my turn to help them.
Yippee! Yippee!
Thanks, T. Ready to go?
Hold up. I said I was going to help, right? let me first help out by teaching you how to take care of Tetraminos.
Easy as pie. Do they go pop like Puyo's?
Not quite a pop, exactly.
Listen to, like, during that voice take, like, Lemres's voice actor was like, do they go pop?
Pop, pop.
Like, really got into it.
Visual demonstration!
Score 10,000 points before clearing 20 lines. Okay. So plosive, I know. What do I have to do? There's a sensuality to the popping there. It's like an experience. Exactly, Laundry Butler.
Spin attack! Tease, I never back down!
Need some more treasure? Stop it! That's how you clear Tetraminos. Thanks, T. Okay.
Oh, gotcha. So that's how you clear those blocks.
Got the hang of it?
Let's see if the student can beat the teacher, though.
Huh? Now, don't get ahead of yourself.
Fine. I guess we don't have to do a Tetris battle.
What? You think I'm going to let you withdraw a challenge?
I was hoping you wouldn't.
Show me what you've learned. Tetris battle!
All right, everybody. Let's see. All right. Let us destroy this. Wait, who are we fighting? So we're Lemres right now. This is one of the first times we've gotten to be a new character. So let's fucking kill the Tetris King, shall we? So let's try to make this real flashy and nice for everybody. Oops. Fucked up. Well, I'll have to deal with the consequences of that later. By which I mean right now.
I'll do better next time.
Tetris!
Of cake.
Do they just like yelling Tetris as a fighting cry? Yes.
Hey, you aren't half bad.
The other half of you isn't so bad either. Guess since we're both half good, I'll share my cake with you.
Lemres, no.
Huh? What's a cake? Say, this thing's kind of moist and fluffy.
You never had cake before?
We don't have a lot of squishy things back in my world.
Hey, take these too. I got jams and jellies and pudding and pie.
Are those all the same thing? Hey, these are pretty amazing.
Hello?
Yeah, watch out, everybody.
Lemres, if you're done with snack time, can we get going?
Oh, right. My apologies.
It's fine.
Sorry, I'm a sucker for sweets. Ooh, suckers. Right, let's go. Follow me, everyone. I know the way. This'll be easy. A piece of cake with cream cheese frosting.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Act 4. Fuck.
Hey, we got to Primtown much quicker than I
Welcome to
expected.
Primtown, everybody.
It was convenient we found a path leading right here.
I told you I knew the way.
So this is Prim, and it is overrun with Tetraminos.
Pee pee, pee pee.
I agree, O. This is definitely the strangest world we've ever seen.
Yep, welcome home. It's tons of fun here. Wish we had time to go sightseeing.
So this is where Amity comes from, and Lemres, and Rafina, and Feli.
But we really are overrun with Tetraminos. This place is a mess. Well, then let's get to work, team.
Primtown ladies sing this
First up,
song,
Tetramino
doo-dah.
cleaning duty. And second, we figure out why this is happening.
Not to go in reverse order, but I can tell you why this is happening.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's him! It's the Dark Prince!
Sounds like my precious Arlie and my precious Car Bunny need help.
Oh no. Okay. So, think back for a second. This character has green hair and horns and comes from Magic World. And his name isn't actually Dark Prince. Remember how I said that Satan, like the literal devil Satan, was the evil force in Mato Monogatari 1, 2, 3? And that Satan was pursuing Arl and that Rulu sought Satan's favor? Well, that's all still true. I did not tell you a lie. But in addition to Satan being the literal devil Satan, literally a fallen angel, literally formerly known as Lucifer, Satan is also this guy. And when I said that Satan desired to ensnare Arl, I meant that he keeps trying to marry her and pursues her endlessly to this end. And when I said that Rulu was jealous of Arl having Satan's favor, I meant that Rulu is in love with Satan and jealous of Arl, who again is not even interested in Satan in the least bit. It's not great. It's not great. He's toned down to be a sort of Bowser stealing Peach, kind of absolutely not harmless, quote-unquote harmless, but it used to be a lot grosser. At the very least, I'm grateful that he doesn't have like a 16,000-year tragic backstory or something to talk about. A couple of other weird things about him. He's very good. He doesn't just love Carbuncle. He's extremely good at respecting Carbuncle's boundaries, but only Carbuncle. He will do things like ask for hugs, and if Carbuncle says no, be like, okay. And he would never, and has stated this explicitly and shown this to be true, he doesn't take Carbuncle anywhere against his will. If you remember, Carbuncle is kind of Satan's spawn of some sort. Carbuncle made Satan kind of. They have a close relationship, but now Carbuncle has gone on to hang out with Arl, and he just tries to be okay with that. Except he also... It's not great. This doesn't have to do anything. He rules over a place that he made called Puyo Hell, and often tells opponents that he's going to send them to Puyo Hell, which I find funny. The picture that I just put up on screen doesn't have anything to do with that. I just found a picture of him as a baseball pitcher throwing Puyos, and I had to add him in. So to sum it up, he's literally the antagonist of all the Mato Monogatari games that Arl comes from, and often is the main antagonist of Puyo Puyo games. He's pompous, sensitive, romantic, indulgent, hard-headed, ignorant, violent, and more than a bit vindictive. He's Satan. I don't like him very much. Better to reign in Puyo Hell. Dark Apocalypse, thank you. Carbuncle is just a force of raw goodness. Carbuncle is Satan? I don't know about that. So Carbuncle, I might have actually used he, him for Carbuncle, but I believe that Carbuncle's gender is somewhat up for debate. Puyo is wild. Yes. PP hell. Fuck off. Satan bad, actually. Yes. Yes, Evelyn Violet, that is Satan. Satan is a soft boy. Unfortunately, yeah. This Satan sounds like a bad guy. Would you believe it? This doesn't seem complicated. Oh, bees. Shocked that Satan is maybe not great. It's not complicated at all because I choose to ignore Satan. Very good. Excellent. All right. So with that, and my feelings about it, which are as follows, we are going to move on. Let's keep moving. Morning, Satan's head. Is Carbuncle Satan's daughter? Kinda. Probably throws a nasty fork ball. Waka waka. Egg boy, that's such a fucking good joke. Hey, I am the egg boy. If Simon from Gurren Lagann was a pitcher, what kind of pitch would he throw?
Enter me, the strong, strapping, madcapping monarch of the dark. The magnificent Dark Prince at your service.
Perfect spiral, baby. Yes, exactly. Great quarterbacks. You don't mean this many characters. I wonder what percent of the characters that we've gotten through yet.
No, thank you! Goo, goo, goo!
Oh,
Sorry, Egg Boy.
hey! I wasn't done with my introduction yet.
Yes, you were! I knew we'd find you here!
Arl tries to be like a good hero oftentimes, but Arl has this wonderful streak where she can just be kind of a bitch when she's like fed up. Especially to Satan, who is impossible to get along with.
So you want to know why the Tetraminos are hitting Prim, huh? Well, listen up. Two very different dimensions seem to be merging into one.
Yes.
And thus, it's transforming both worlds.
Yes, that's obvious.
And somehow, a few people have gone a little kooky from this. But if you beat them at Puyo Puyo in Tetris, you might cure them. And now, to reveal who is behind the merging of the worlds.
Let me guess. It's you, right?
Huh?
Why? So,
You probably wanted to have some fun. Is that it? You got bored, so you caused a whole bunch of chaos. Big one.
so this is entirely what Satan would do. Like, it's not just Arl being, like, mean here because of how mean Dark Prince is to her, but that is literally Satan's track record. That is what he does.
Goo 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 goo!
Wait, what? You suspect me?
You suspect me? Satan? Of all people? Why would Satan never do something evil?
It's definitely just the sort of evil plan you would concoct!
I'm flattered. But please, believe me, Arlie. It wasn't me this time.
No matter where I travel to, no matter what, you're always there to cause trouble. Of course I don't believe you're innocent.
I love Arl just getting fucking fed up with him, though.
Goo goo goo!
I'm wounded by your cruel finger pointing. I am the victim here. You two are ganging up upon me.
Ugh, God, I hate him.
Whoa! I think he's actually crying.
Yes, Arl.
Say, how about we use this chance to clear some Tetraminos? I'm way ahead of you! Time for your punishment! Goo goo goo! Goo goo goo!
I wish my tears bubbled like that. Yeah, mine too. Okay. This is party mode, which is a different mode of Tetris than Black Hole or Swap or Puyo or Tetris. I forget how it works.
Go get him!
Arguably, this is too many modes. You think we're done? You think we're done? We had Tiny Puyo over earlier. I almost completely forgot about that. It's like Puyo, but smaller.
Go get him!
So the way that party works is that you can't top out. Your board just resets, and the goal is points.
Tetris time! Go get him!
It's baffling. Yeah, it is baffling.
Cheated.
We're number one! Goo goo!
We won. Don't worry about it. Tiny Puyo sucks.
I promise. It wasn't me this time.
This time.
You're all a bunch of meanie pants.
Let's just focus on this for a second. The Dark Prince, which means Satan, Satan is crying and saying, "You're all a bunch of meanie pants." Normal game.
He's getting away! Goo goo goo! You guys stay here. Me and Kirby will track him down. He was acting so strange just now. I'm worried. See you all later.
The ending to the best ever death metal band in Denton, but it's Puyo. Yeah. When you punish a person... When you punish a person for blocking go down, don't expect them to thank or forgive you. The best ever Satan who lives in Primptown will... I got nothing. Worrying about the devil. Love it. Yeah, you might say that this game makes like a Rolling Stones song and tries to get you sympathy for the devil.
Hey! Dark Prince! Wait up!
I, for one, feel sorry for Satan. I'm glad that you are sorry for the literal devil.
Goo goo!
Status report. Ringo, what in the universe did we just observe?
Don't worry about it.
That's the whole vibe that this game takes to its own lore, is the thing. Don't worry about it.
Arl's on the job, so it should turn out all right. Ish.
That sounds reassuring.
Come on! We got some investigating to do.
Love Amity.
I think we should start at the magic school. That's where I left the others. Maybe they found something out since I left.
Let's go over to the magic school, everybody. Best mullet, best bot. Jane's great. Go follow Jane. What do I have to do? Think this will work? Yeah, that'll be fine.
Fireball! There!
Listen closely to Arl's spells.
Fireball!
Fireball.
Fireball!
Fireball. Ice storm. Ice storm.
Mind blast!
Mind blast.
Mind blast! Judgment! Judgment! Judgment!
Bio-N.
Violin! Violin!
Bio-N. Have you heard Bio-N before?
Violin! Violin! Violin!
I'm your host, Alyssa, here with my co-host and transcriptionist, Bio-N! Let's get some rest today. It sounds like violin, I know, but Bio-N. I pointed this out a little bit earlier. It's okay if you don't remember. This isn't a pop quiz. I just think it can be fun to be the person in the chat who's like, yes, streamer, I remember! I remember from a moment before! So I just wanted to give that to anybody who wants it. We've already won, so I'm just kind of just fucking around. Bio-N is a thing that Amity also says. It appears to be some kind of powerful spell. Okay.
Who's there?
Fuck. Okay. So. This is Klug. He lives in Primptown with Rafina and Amity. He looks up to Lemres and is definitely not in love with Felly. He got drunk once and tried to flash a bunch of people. He's weird. Moving on. Why is Waluigi scared? Waluigi's fucking freaked out. Well, we'll see in a minute. I miss Carbuncle. Me too.
No! Stay back! Back!
Someone's up ahead. And I'd say he looks pretty frightened. Huh? It's Klug!
This is Klug, everybody.
What's wrong?
He comes from Primp.
Oh, hello there, Amity. Nothing important. It's just,
Klug's weird.
well, she was acting stranger than normal. I tried to reason with her, but she spooked me. I ran off kicking and screaming. I mean, I walked off at an average pace entirely of my own accord.
Yeah.
Ringo, who's that?
PP! Oh, that's Clue, one of Amity's friends. Start over. Who scared you away?
Hey, I didn't get scared.
Yeah, he sucks.
Let's keep our facts straight.
Well, I don't know. He's weird.
If you're going to twist my words, maybe I don't want to answer your questions.
Why is he being such a little twerp?
Is this really the time to get defensive?
Oh, right.
Oh no! Oh, it's her!
Oh. So you
This gun flash people and wants to do riddles?
Ellie!
Fuck off.
I feel so alive.
This is Felly.
The two worlds are becoming one. I hope you don't stand in my way. Hi-ya!
So Felly doesn't
Cloak, don't hide behind me!
Felly doesn't normally
Now I need someone to hide behind!
doesn't normally act like this.
Everything is so chaotic. What's going on?
Didn't that Dark Prince fellow mention this?
I hear manic laughter, glance up and over, and make eye contact with Big Titty James. You better believe it. Big BTJ is here for all of us.
This girl is acting kooky, right? She's not herself. So that means we should battle her, correct?
Really? Has battle ever not been the solution to your problems? Yes?
I'll look after
What's up,
Amity
Jack?
and Cluke. You got this, Ringo?
Leave her to me.
Bourbon. Pretty good.
All right, Ringo, you can do this. You can do this. You, little Miss Spooky Face. I'm talking to you.
Ringo trying to be tough. Bye. Oh, when? Yeah, just like when you're leaving a friend interaction and you like set up a time to hang out the next time, but you like leave and then you have a shit brain, like so you're like, wait, bye. Oh wait, when? Where are we hanging out? Jane, those are dowsing rods because she's a spooky lady.
I hope you're ready,
Burbank, California is pretty good.
because now it's time to deal with me.
Ringo again trying to be
And
tough.
I want to battle. Hi-ya!
Okay, this is swap mode. So we're going to be playing Puyo and Tetris alternating at the same time.
As planned. I can see it. No, you can't. Swap.
Now we're playing Puyo. Isn't that normal?
No. I can see swap.
I can see swap. Not much. What's up, stack with? Yes.
I can see
So the
it.
command is bang up stacking.
I should have predicted this.
That was perfect.
Great. So we just battled her. Exactly, Jane. That's how it feels.
Mission accomplished. Think she'll return to normal now?
What are you doing here? You'd better not mess with me.
Hi-ya! Oh no! I can't tell if it worked!
She's back to normal.
Hey, Felly, you okay?
Lemres? I'm happy to see you all, but... Hey, where are we?
So she normally talks like this. And she's really big in love with Lemres.
And what am I doing here?
Hey, I think she's coming back to normal. It's the cute, cuddly Felly we all know and love.
Wouldn't describe her as that.
Hey, not cool! You just started acting strange out of nowhere. And you chased me and scared me and you bullied me.
Oh, sorry, Clue, you got bullied? If only you weren't such a big fucking bully yourself, you know?
Great. You guys brought Four Eyes with you.
I love this witch boy. Do we like them? Klug? Wait, so Felly's on the right, and I think she's alright. And Klug, he's weird.
Why are you here? Didn't I tell you?
Shut
to
up,
stay away
Waluigi.
from me?
What?
Also, Klug is kinda in love with Felly.
Oh boy, there they go. Just like old times. I'll handle these two. Y'all head on over to the magic school, okay?
You got it. I'm still worried about Rafina. Come on, let's hurry.
Okay. What I'm hoping...
Hold up. Head count.
We're coming. Don't forget about us.
Ringo's so responsible.
P-P-P-P-P-P.
Okay. So what I'm hoping is that from here on out for the rest of the act, that we'll be able to bang it out with short character introductions. What do I have to do? I should really pay attention.
That was perfect.
Okay. All right, everybody. Okay, so it looks like, if you can see on the screen, that we're gonna beat Rafina. So, yeah. We'll get there.
Step aside.
Fuck. We've never met that character on the left before, have we? Well... This is Sig. I can't fucking do this anymore. So, like, when I did my Rafina character introduction, I summed it up and I kept it really short. When I did my Felly character introduction, I summed it up and I kept it really short. When I did Lemres, I kept it really short. I kept it short for Klug, but, like, he's weird. We need to talk about Sig. Which means we need to talk about everything. I need you all to go on a little mini journey with me. This is going to take a little while. I'm going to talk through it as clearly as I can. But this is so important. Okay, let's talk about Puyo Puyo Fever 1 and 2, which is the games that all of these characters that we've seen recently come from. They're all on the right over there. Amity, Rafina, Sig, Klug, Felly, and Lemres. So Amity, Rafina, Klug, and Sig are all students in magic school. Lemres and Felly aren't in school, but they show up sometimes. They also have this other classmate, Liddell, who I like so much. I love her arc. She's fucking the best, but she's not in this game, so whatever. To give you a deep sense of how these characters relate and are defined, not in quips, not in quick sentences, but in true poetry, I need to recount to you the entire story of Puyo Puyo Fever 2. Are you ready? Does anybody need anything before we begin? Breathe, Liz. I'll try. There's a character who's not in this game, Evelyn Violet. I'm gonna grab a blankie. Okay. Yes, I'm ready. Jessica Hayworth, I'm so glad that you're here, and this VOD will also be available if you'd like to get some rest. Got coffee in my cup, I'm ready. Let me have a sip of my tea. Okay, so Amity's teacher sends her on a mission to find this person who's missing. That person turns out to be Lemres. You see Lemres over there? Holding a little candy thing. Lemres offers Amity candy, but Amity thinks she's being kidnapped, so she beats the shit out of him and drags his body back to school when she realizes that he is the guest she was supposed to bring back safely. Later at school, Klug, who's weird, berates Amity for beating up Lemres and causing him to lose an item he was supposed to deliver. But then Amity beats him up. Later than that, Liddell delivers a letter to Amity from Klug, the person she beat up earlier, like Waluigi, as Jane called him, claiming that he'll overlook his loss to a, quote, layperson, unquote, like her, and that, quote, my greatness shall soon be awakened to the true power, soon. The letter further demands that Amity come to the ruins. Well, she'll have the privilege of having him beat her up. She doesn't want to, but the impressionable Liddell, whom I love, convinces her to. While she's on the path, she meets Felly. Remember Felly? Felly is praying a love spell because she's madly in love with Lemres. Lemres just is very good at saying no to Felly in a way that is both kind and firm, and I really respect him for that. And Felly does some kind of questionable things in other games, but we don't need to talk about it right now. Amity's interruption, and perhaps this vision of Felly's nature, infuriates Felly, but Amity gets away safely. Remember when I talked about how Felly believes that everything is predetermined, but also thinks that she is very defensive of her fate, as if it was something fragile that she needed to cherish and be careful with. That's kind of her character. She thinks she's inevitably going to be with Lemres, but also, on some level, doesn't believe that and feels the need to defend herself. Anyway, a little later, Amity heads to the ruins and meets Lemres at the ruins, and he's also there for Klug, but he doesn't... For some reason, he's just like, hey, let's play a Puyo match, and whoever wins goes to see Klug, as if he, didn't want to get involved. Amity wins, and Amity travels on ahead and meets Weird Klug. Weird Klug looks like Klug, who's weird, but has a whole thing going on. Anyway, Amity beats him up. When Amity removes a bookmark from Weird Klug's book, Weird Klug turns back into Klug, who's still weird, who then berates Amity for interrupting his experiment. Because he's like that. Just then, Lemres enters, shocking Klug, who then, unusually, as if pressured somehow, tells Amity to keep the bookmark she took. Then the three head back to Primptown together. So that's the first third of the story of Puyo Puyo Fever. Where are the adults? Don't worry about it. So, meanwhile, while all this happening, Rafina goes looking for this missing guy whose name is Ocean Prince. On the screen you can see Ocean Prince's butler, who's trying to help find the prince who's missing. Rafina goes looking for a missing guy who's a prince, because she wants to, find a Prince Charming, like every young lady does, and also for a reward, which is what this butler is promising if she helps him find the prince. She eventually finds the prince with Lemres, and the prince is Ocean Prince. You see that little pink guy down there? That's Ocean Prince. Turns out that Ocean Prince is the prince's frog form. Just like, like a princess and the frog kind of deal. The prince is a frog. But in this case, the prince wants to be a frog. And Lemres, as a kindness towards Ocean Prince, changed Ocean Prince into his frog form. After a Puyo battle, Rafina forces Lemres to change the prince into his original form, and instead of being a grand Prince Charming, he's just this kid. But he doesn't want to be a kid. He just wants to be a weird frog guy for some reason. As if one can't be real. As if one needs a reason for such things. Can't we all relate to wanting to be a weird frog? At least I can. So he runs away. Later, Lemres, who we met in the desert. Lemres is in the desert at the start of the story. Lemres meets up with Rafina at school again and admits that he lost his delivery package on the way back, which is something that Klug was berating Amity about. He convinces Rafina to go look for it, telling her it'll improve her complexion. On the way, she encounters Klug, who's weird, and the two berate each other until she beats him up and he runs off. Let me remind you all that, Klug is a magic user. A lot of these students are magic users, and Rafina does use magic. But Rafina is also a trained martial artist. So when she's using Puyo in battles, she's actually, punching and kicking along, like that copy pasta about the open palm slam, the VHS tape. She does the punches and kicks along with the Puyo, except I think they hit people. So Rafina does a hit on Klug, and Klug runs away. After a while, she realizes that Klug must have had that stone that she was looking for, the one that Lemres sent her to get. And he must have been using it for some ritual. Also, Arl is there in this story. Don't worry about it. She heads to the ruins to intercept him, but meets Sig. And I know that we started doing this because of Sig, and I want to talk about Sig, but we'll get there in a minute. So Sig tries to convince Rafina not to head deeper into the ruins, but she heads forward anyway and encounters Weird Klug, which is different from Klug, who's weird. Weird Klug reveals himself to be a spirit who was living in the book Lemres gave to Klug. That little red book that you'll see Klug carrying on, Lemres gave that to Klug, and there's a spirit living in there. Weird Klug is when the spirit takes over Klug, who's Weird's, body. Look closely at that book in the center of the screen. Now, there's that little Waluigi guy in the center there. And if you look at Weird Klug's whole thing going on, there's this red motif, there's the spirit coming out of his back, there's that kind of shit. Weird Klug used the Stone of Mood to take over Klug's body. If I were Rafina, I would have some questions right now. I would be like, why was Sig just here? Why did Lemres give Klug this book? Why did Klug do this ritual? Who is this person anyway? Because Rafina at this time is only half paying attention. Maybe she will full pay attention eventually? Just kidding. Rafina beats up Weird Klug and runs away. She does not care. She just leaves Klug, her classmate, trapped in the book, and Weird Klug hanging out. Not body defeated or anything, just hanging out there. She got the stone and that's all she needed, because that's the kind of person she is. Like, fuck Klug. So she returns the stone to Lemres, and as promised, he gives it right back to her, saying it'll improve her complexion. Later, Feli and Lemres and their weird dog are standing by the beach. Feli compliments Lemres' kindness. He responds by pointing out the complexion improving effects only last 3 days, and they better skip town before then. Weird dog? Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, everybody, this is the third part. This is the third part of what we have to talk about. This is very important. I want you to think about the two fragments of the story that we've just learned thus far. The first part that involved Amity. The second part involved Rafina. And now the third part refers to none other than Sig. So Sig, this guy you just met that I haven't described his nature of, is running an errand for to find Amity. On the way, he encounters Liddell, who notices his whole deal. His little red hand, and his little one red eye, and his little antenna hair, and his little weird ghost that pops out of his back sometimes. She doesn't comment on it. He doesn't think there's anything weird about it. On his walk, he also finds Ocean Prince, and Ocean Prince is still on the run from Butler and has not been untransformed yet by Lemres. That's important. He asks Sig to be his servant, promising 3 meals a day, a nap, and a walk. Sig's kinda into it, so agrees. Because he's like, oh, whatever. But he loses the chance by winning at Puyo, because that's how this universe works. Later, Arl, still around for some reason, offers to fight Sig, but then is really off-put by his whole thing, but also doesn't comment on it. And Sig doesn't see what Arl might be worried about. Finally, Sig meets Lemres, tries to ignore him, beats him up for no reason, and then when he realizes that he's the person Amity is looking for, straightens him out like he's fluffing a pillow and leaves him in the desert. A little while later, he wanders over to the Undersea area, a place one casually wanders over to, where the Ocean Prince, now human, asks Sig to turn him into a frog. Asks Sig for help turning him into a frog. This time, he offers Sig 3 meals a day, like before, a nap, like before, a walk, like before, and snacks. You see those little flowers around Sig's head? Flowers in the Puyo Puyo universe is how a character expresses pure joy. So the two set out together on their journey to find the Lantern of Star, the third artifact that the story is then loosely centered around. See a pattern? Like, there was the Stone of Moon in Rafina's story, there was the bookmark in Amity's story, and now we're looking for the Lantern of Star. While they're on this journey, Sig quickly forgets why he set out in the first place or who this guy that he promised his servitude to is, but he just keeps on vibing. Eventually, he makes his way to the ruins. While there, he receives something called the Charm of Kumamori. When he reads it aloud, suddenly his whole thing starts acting up. Like his fucked up hand, literally on fire. At this point in the story, like that he's only kind of just now noticing that his body's a little weird. And even then, he seems kind of nonplussed about it. Non-minus either, as it were. He's just easygoing about it. So his hand's on fire now, and just then, Weird Klug, with Klug, who's weird, trapped in a book, walks in, commenting that he's happily taken over Klug's body, but he hasn't found his, quote, true body, unquote. Look very closely at the screen. You see in the center, there's Klug trapped in a book. There's Sig and the Ocean Prince on the left. There's Weird Klug, and what's on the right? We have a moment of two recognitions. Ocean Prince realizes that Weird Klug has the Lantern of Star. And Weird Klug realizes that this body is undoubtedly of my descendant. Weird Klug tries to take over Sig's body, but the charm of Kumamori, that Deus Ex Machina Sig just got, prevents Weird Klug from taking over Sig's body. So they have to fight it out the old-fashioned way, that is, with Puyo. Sig wins! Congrats, Sig! Ocean Prince grabs the lantern and becomes a frog guy again. And then after besting the villain, they walk away. They just leave, leaving Klug changed into Weird Klug. We can now piece together how these three stories interact, how they intersect. So there's the moment in each of the three stories where they find Lemres in the desert. Sig finds him first in the desert, then Rafina second, and then Amity. And Amity's the one who brings him back. After Lemres makes it back to the high school, to the magic school, first, Klug gets transformed using the three artifacts, the Stone of Moon, the Lantern of Star, and the bookmark. Sig goes and beats him up, then leaves. While leaving, Rafina, who's on her own quest, finds Sig in the ruins, then goes and beats Weird Klug up and leaves him. And then finally, after all that, Amity comes and takes the bookmark and then changes Klug back. It's a wonderful tale that all links up. Anyway, Sig and Ocean Prince, newly frogged, share an honestly really tender moment at the beach. Like, Ocean Prince has been this kind of selfish asshole this entire time. Like, very self-absorbed. But at this moment, Ocean Prince actually expresses genuine gratitude towards Sig for helping him. Ocean Prince doesn't have a lot of friends, but Sig was his friend. So now, after Ocean Prince promises to see Sig again, Ocean Prince dives out into the ocean and is promptly eaten by a whale. The game ends. That's it. That's the story. That's when I'm talking about the relationships between Amity, Rafina, Sig, Klug, Feli, and Lemres. That's who I'm talking about. That's what I mean when I'm talking about them. I also Liddell too, who we won't get to see any more of, and that's sad. And also Ocean Prince too, but he's in the belly of the whale, so don't worry about it. That might have been a little more info than you needed to set the stage for just one character, but the history is very rich. Sig has power, but isn't mature enough to realize it, which is also a burden, but he's actually really easygoing about it. He's cursed to a horrible fate, but he likes to vibe.
Club.
He isn't just a know-it-all. He moonlights as a villain character, messing with powers he can't control. And Lemres and Feli are interlopers in a universe that is interloping in Puyo Puyo Tetris with Ringo's world, making them double interlopers. Amity and Rafina have a very similar, if not exactly analogous, relationship as Arl and Rulu. And their names even start with the same letter, you know? Amity and Rafina. Arl and Rulu. That probably doesn't mean anything. Watching the gameplay movies of all cutscenes of Puyo Puyo Fever 2 was honestly So much fun. I love these characters. There's a bunch that I didn't have a chance to talk about, like Horny Onion and Sans Undertale and Donguri Garu. Say that a bunch of times if you like. Just like sit at your computer and be like, Donguri Garu, Donguri Garu, Donguri Garu. It's fun. Also, Akuma and Great Grey Wolf Sif and Foghorn Leghorn and some fucking ghosts and even others that I couldn't summarize pithily. But it's okay. Now that I've laid all that out, now that we've summarized Puyo Puyo Fever 2, this is Sig. He's my favorite. I love Sig so much. He's possessed for some reason, but he tries not to sweat it. He seems really aloof, but is actually just really spacely, except when he's looking for bugs. At one point in Puyo Puyo 15th Anniversary Story Mode, somebody has to explain to him what laws are. He just didn't know. His hand, his cursed left hand, doesn't actually work that well for fine motor skills, so he does as much as he can with his right hand. I relate to him as a disabled person. He and Amity probably have long-burning romantic tension or something, and this is him in a yukata. And this is him blissing the fuck out of catching a bug because he loves bugs so much. And this is him as a bug. And this is him doing cat cosplay, which has to do with nothing. But I love Sig so fucking much. I love Sig. Any questions? Oh, I'm glad you all like it. Does anyone know if Liz likes Sig? I just love Sig. He's my main. He's the character that I play. Cats catch bugs in Japan? That's a cultural holy shit. That's amazing. Like, look, he just has like a little ladybug who rides around in his head that he's just friends with. He's very defensive of his little bug friends. It's not that... Okay, there is just one moment of Catboy Plata. You don't need to twist it all the way into Catboy Sig. Ocean Prince is rocking that dress? You better fucking believe it. Press F to pay respects for Ocean Prince. Yeah, please do. Did I say Horny Onion? Maybe. This chapter will be good because it's quicker character introductions. I'm sorry, Bees. I just think he's neat. I love Sig. I love Sig. Sig's so great. Okay, let's talk about Sig. I don't need to talk about Sig anymore. I love Sig so much. You know it. I know it. We don't have to move on. We can just stay in this feeling forever, but we can talk about other things, like what Sig is up to with Rafina right now. And you see, Sig here is with Rafina. They're from the same world, but Rafina's acting strange. Rafina's on the right. My captioner blocks it out, and I'm not sorry. Now, let's listen to what Sig has to say. I've spoken for Sig, but now let's let Sig speak for Sig.
What? Why?
So you will not step aside then. There's an unnatural energy in you. Shouldn't you also embrace the coming chaos?
Huh? Rafina, that's a bad idea. You need a new plan.
You need a new plan.
People don't like chaos.
Well then, in that case, I shall have to take you out of the picture.
No! Raph, I finally tracked...
You finally tracked me down.
Amity's all out of
We
breath.
should have... oh.
Amity needs to kind of get it together a little bit. There's an unnatural energy in you, says the woman radiating purple spirals. Exactly.
You look out of breath. You want a battle, huh? Need me to start it? Amity, Rafina, time to battle! Woo!
Oh, I love Sig. He's a little more Nomura than other characters. I don't understand the reference, but I respect it. I think. Unless I don't respect it. I haven't decided yet. After the lead up, I expected a cutesy anime boy, but not. He's just so laconic. Yeah, that's the thing. That's part of why I like I wanted to show you who he is before I showed you what he does again, if that makes sense.
Huh?
Rafina, are you all better now? Stop being mean, okay?
Amity? Why are you yelling at me? How about we just use our indoor voices a bit? Okay, thanks.
Oh, I'm so happy!
So stop being mean. In response, Rafina is mean.
You're back to your usual mildly tolerable.
Tells it like it is.
Excuse you? Someone's being a bit snappy today.
Amity?
Found you.
You took off so fast. We were worried we'd lost you.
Amity was just ran ahead because she's so worried about Rafina and really likes Rafina and cares about Rafina a lot, even though Rafina's kind of mean all the time to Amity.
But it looks like you solved the problem on your own.
You can say that again. But,
Is something wrong?
whoa, everything's
Okay, how's everybody doing? How's everybody holding up?
I think she's.
Oh shit, it's 10:51.
No, I'm not.
You need rest.
I'm fine. Hey,
We'll go a little
catch up
bit
with me
longer.
and to you later, okay?
Why don't you get a little shut-eye first? Sig, will you watch her?
No, I'm fine.
Good
Maybe
morning,
I'll
Sleep
just
Talkie. Nice to see you.
Get a little shut-eye first.
She's gonna take a little nap,
Okay,
everybody.
Sig. Good luck, Ringo.
Have a good sleep, Heart of Pack.
Mind your Z's and Q's.
Mind your C's and Q's. It's a cute thing to say.
Harvey, I don't see the dark prince anywhere. Goo, goo, goo. Maybe 2 pairs of eyes isn't enough. I know just the person to help.
Oh no.
Goo goo? Are you ready? Hey! Creeper! Hello? Seriously? I thought for sure that would do it.
Hey! Who are you calling a creeper?
Damn it! I just wanted to have a nice little wind down after talking about my favorite boy, Sig. We're not going to play any more Puyo Puyo Tetris today. But I need to explain something. Well, I need to introduce you to something. Now we need to talk about Shezo. The question is, of course, who is Shezo? To answer that, there's actually a deeper question that we need to reflect on together. And it's a question that's going to take us all over the map. It's going to actually need us to tell the story of a Japanese game developer who, starting in 1989, moving across so many generations of platforms that released some truly incredible and creative games before falling to bankruptcy. We need to talk about the works that they made and what they spun off into. We need to trace this more precise history of what we mean when we say who a certain character is. In order to explain who Shezo is, we need to answer the question, what is Mado Monogatari? We'll head on to part 3 of our exploration of the Puyo Puyo Tetris story mode. There are 7 main acts, and we've gotten through, we're somewhere in Act 4, so you might think that we're halfway. And for your sake, I hope you're right. This has been, oh wait, so long, farewell, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, I'd like. Who will know what we like? This has been twitch.tv/bedsores. Coming to you live from my sick couch in the chronic illness autonomous zone. I've been your host, Alyssa, here with my co-host and transcriptionist, Earl. Take care, and do your best. Whoops.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.